Hello. What's your name? What's my name? Hello.
Hello there programs, it's Ruza here and welcome back to another lockdown episode of What's the FX. I hope you're all staying sane and are not going a bit crazy during these lockdown conditions. Okay, so I've done a lot of special effects videos of my own and I've realized that there were a few requests made by subscribers some time back to do some breakdowns for some videos. Such video being the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, which I'm going to be taking a look at today on What's the FX. Enjoy. Alright, so if you haven't seen the original Dark Crystals, which came out in 1982, which is 40 plus years ago.
In a place outside time.
It's an incredible cult classic movie, and there were movies that actually followed along from it that used the same kind of techniques like Willow and Labyrinth. These are really iconic movies that I kind of grew up on and I really love. As I'm sure you've realized, the Dark Crystal uses puppetry and a lot of real life sets to bring this whole fantastical world to life. As for the puppets and the species of characters that they created in the Dark Crystal, there were over 500 artists and puppeteers and craftsmen that came from all around the world to work on this series. And it is a monumental task because the level of detail that goes into each puppet and the amount of hair strands that go into each puppet is just on another level. So it's a monumental feat that they actually pulled this off. The cool thing about puppeteering, and the techniques used here is it really comes down to the puppeteers themselves to bring these characters to life. There is so many subtle characteristics that go into creating these lifelike, but inanimate objects and bringing them to life in such a way that it makes it believable. It is really a truly spectacular olden day craft that is almost forgotten nowadays and needs to be recognized because it's a really special thing. And I'm glad they've done the Dark Crystal this way because people need to see it. People need to realize that how much this is a lost art form and how spectacular and cool it really is. If you watch this series, which I highly suggest you do, if you stop at any point in this series and hold on a frame, you need to realize that every single frame is handmade, handcrafted. Every single piece of rock, every single strand of grass, tree, leaf, every single thing is put there with a purpose. So there were so many species involved in the Dark Crystal, and they have to use a lot of radio controlled animatronics with a bunch of people in the background controlling how these things would move. So just an incredible feat to be able to create all of these little individual pieces to fit into this gigantic world and make it come to life. Just an unbelievable feat. I mean, over 200 puppeteers and bringing their own class and pizzazz and characteristics to the puppets they're controlling is what really brings the Dark Crystal to life.
Give me what's mine!
As well as the voice actors. I mean, there were over 59 voice actors and we're talking about thousands and thousands of hours of ADR recording.
Still much to do. Plan not yet done. Chamberlain will decide when Grunak's service is finished.
There's something else that really shocked me, and there were almost 2,500 people that were credited for being part of this movie. I mean, the sets alone, there were hundreds and hundreds of handmade sets that went into creating these fantastical worlds. There were thousands of rostrums that were created around the sets. Now, if you don't know what a rostrum is literally a wooden trench built into the sets so that the actors can control the puppets from underneath them and get the shots that they want without having to see the actors or any wires attached. I mean, thousands of those trenches built in such a specific way. So the great thing about the Dark Crystal is it is a union of some of the greatest effects ever made, and that is puppetry, animatronics, real life set building, and a tad bit of CGI splashed in to create this really fantastical world that is unbelievable to behold.
Eternal!
Anyway, thank you so much for watching this episode of What's the FX, guys. It's Ruzi here. I will catch you guys on the next level. Yo, welcome back to the end screen. So if you missed a couple of my videos in the last few weeks, you can check them out here. I've done a Stranger Things Mind Flayer scene that you might want to check out. Maybe hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you all. It's Ruzi here. See you later.